So I blew my back out a long time ago. That was a clickbait hook. But this was many moons ago where I threw my back out and it was doing a lateral box jump. And I was kind of shocked, even though the reason should have been obvious. I was like, well, I'm strong. Why did that happen to me? Uh, you know, and by strong, I meant my lifts were high. What I should have realized is that despite lifting a lot, what was I doing when I wasn't lifting? I would lift a lot and then come home and sit a lot. So what's happening there? I think a lot of people, my past self included, they think, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. I want to lift heavy. I am going to do all these things with my limbs, right? Squatting, deadlifting, Olympic lifting, very leg intensive. What they don't realize is that if you have years of sedentary living, your core, the thing that holds you together, gets weak on all this outside the gym time. And then you come in the gym, tweak something, and then you think, well, the gym must be the problem. Deadlifting is evil, right? No. Now let me explain a little further. So when we're born and we're babies, we're very weak. The thing we train first is actually our core, holding your head up, head controlled. If you ever do that a lot, lying down on your belly or your back, you'll notice that your abs fire or your upper back fires. They'll do kind of like dead bugs where they flap their arms. They crawl a lot. And if you ever do this stuff yourself, which you should, you'll feel how much your center has to work. So they spent all that time doing that, which is funny because push-ups and pull-ups are, and maybe not squatting, but those are the last things kids can do. They can hang, they can crawl a lot, but their arms are still very weak, but their core is very strong. If you take that little kid, put them in sports, high school, and then you make them lift weights at the same time, that's why you get these little monsters, or not little, but animals in the gym. You take us that go from all that core training to sitting, and then we're like, oh, well, I need to go to the gym. Your core now is weak. So the thing that should hold you together is weak. And you apply that to the gym, and what do you think is going to happen? So I can't stand the whole quote and mindset like, oh, everybody's back starts to go out when you're 30, 40. I'm just like, well, how long have you been sitting? It's been decades. So I rant about all that because I titled this, You Don't Have a Bad Back. You just may have weaknesses that you're not thinking about or addressing, okay? And I don't really know the debate between kind of low rep hanging leg raises or L-sits versus higher rep, but I just want you to consider all that. And I wrote an article about this. Basically, you want to strength train your core in all angles, maybe not excessively, but see what you need, and then stretch. I think I wrote stretching first, but I would probably go with the strengthening side because it's easier to stretch something that's strong. Anyway, I just wanted to give one example, and let's hope I'm in the shot here, of something I've used before, and when I stay on top of it, my back likes me because I said your back is in multiple angles, the front, the sides, and actually the glutes. Don't blame the lower back as much, but as far as the front of your back, which is the front of your spine, one option is the dead bug. I haven't warmed up at all this morning for a reason, because I want to show you the progressions to it. But with the dead bug, the way they teach it in original strength, you want your tailbone off the ground, ideally your head off the ground. I don't know how much space I have, so bear with me. I didn't practice that. Oh, I should be good. All right, so if you're really tight or your abs are really weak, you may need to help yourself. Whoop. All right, so I want my tailbone. This is not good enough. I want my tailbone off the ground. I'm going to help myself here and eventually let my hands go. Head off the ground. You could do this, but this is harder. And breathe. If you notice, my voice is starting to shake because it's my body, the front of me, holding myself up. It's called reflexively. I don't have to think about. Tense your abs. You want as a side note, all this like tint your abs, tint your abs, tint your glutes. We want that to be automatic, so but think about it, which is probably why little kids or I would say like high school, college are so strong because they don't have to think about and they just go. All right, so what I'm gonna do again, feeling a little better by lacing them up higher. Breathe, and eventually opposite arm, opposite leg, keeping the tailbone off the ground. You can do that as much as you want. Now I've done sets of, or let's see, sets of 10, 5 sets of 10, 3 sets of 20, anything high rep, okay? When you do that, and anything with original strength, it is meant to be done for quite a few reps in duration because your body can handle it. It's all stability. So that's kind of a original strength way of doing things. There are a ton of other movements that you could do. Let's see, dead bug is one, speed skater, or this is speed skater. This is bird dog is another one to light up the other side of you. But why? Why do all this stuff? Because, do this when you're bored. Do this on your off days because you're not going to burn out. But you need to make sure, as valiant as you want to do everything in the gym, you are bringing a body that can handle it, okay? Don't blame your back if you're not. All those little things that you think are like physical therapy, do it before you need physical therapy, okay? But don't blame your lower back, which is trying to support you, when it should be your abs and your glutes that can do a much better job, but you have to train that, okay? So that's it. Thanks for watching. Newsletter in the description, questionnaire if you have questions, or if you want to train with me, why not? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.